That'll work. Thank God. You're coming in, Nuke. Alright, I'm working around to grab these samples over here.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Freedom forever!
Let me help Dave out.
Pretty low on ammo.
Yeah, that did not kill it. There is on the outer rim of the nest. There is some.
What the fuck?
I got the samples, Dave.
Nice.
Alright, I'll see you guys later then.
I'm gonna head to extraction, Dave, and if you die, I'll just call both of you guys in. We're running out of time anyway. We only got 4 minutes.
I'm booking it.
New mag!
Alright, Nuke, let me know when you're up, because I'm not paying attention to the clock.
That's good.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
Oh, ammo, I need that.
Calling in extraction!
Extraction shuttle inbound.
Alright, extraction is clear.
Alright, I'm ready for a
Calling
reinforce.
supply beacon! Reinforcing! Reloading!
Request approved.
Calling
Deploying
down a support
reinforcements.
weapon!
ETA T-minus 1 minute. 30
Oh, we got a
seconds.
charger coming.
Oh shit, never mind.
Oh, fuck, I'm in trouble.
You will never destroy our way of
ETA
life!
T-minus 1 minute.
Heavy, northeast, close.
Oh, fuck.
I'm out! Eat that!
Run, Dave! Woo! We got 30 seconds.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
My life super!
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
New mag! Mag's empty!
My last mag.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
I'm out of ammo.
Mag's empty!
Pelican 1 approaching pickup.
Should be supplies on top of the thing.
This is Pelican
Yeah, I
1
see
preparing
that.
for touchdown.
Mag's empty! How'd you like the taste of freedom?
Nuke's almost up.
Yeah, yes.
Calling in reinforcements!
Alright, we're getting on.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched. Countdown initiated.
Alright,
Stand by for
getting on
takeoff.
the plane.
And we got the super samples, guys.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Liberty has
Done.
seen you through.
That was good.
Alright,
It is not
that was
easy.
rough.
It is not easy.
Suicides are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Scar Thumb Podcast. It's David here, hosting again. Damn, the chat's full. We got Jack, Greenlight, X-Runner, Deborah. Good morning. Good to see you guys, or good evening if you're over on another part of the world. Today we're going to talk about, the Shill Media. As you might have known, their first loyalty isn't to the customer; it's to themselves, wherever's going to pay them the most. And we'll see this today. This is an article from That Park Place. So Ubisoft buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours to promote Star Wars Outlaws. So we've known for a long time that the sort of access. I actually do like the term access media because a lot of it, especially in the past and even today, there's, people will get access to these events or access to demos of the game or early access to the game. And for like YouTubers now, especially getting this early, I can make guides. I can, have all this video. Even once the NDA is put out, I can just have, bunch of guides set up. And guides are big money. So having early access to the game or access to a demo when other people don't is a big deal. It can, generate a lot of money and a lot of subs for people. And in order to get that access, of course, you have to play ball. You have to be nice to these studios. And of course, Ubisoft, probably one of the sleazier studios out there in terms of what they do, and really not making lately not making the best games. As they still have to put out Assassin's Creed Shadows. But in this article, this was an investigation done by a German YouTuber, actually. So this German YouTuber, Cyberpunk 20XX, discovered multiple YouTubers and influencers revealed how they were actually influenced by Ubisoft as part of the company's largest marketing campaign ever. And this is from Ubisoft CEO. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Like Yves Guillemot. I think it's French. I think they're a French company. Revealed that the company was rolling out its largest marketing campaign ever for Star Wars Outlaws. During a recent earnings call report, Barclays' Nick Dempsey asked, when I look for guidance for Q2, that if I assume something similar for the back catalog in Q2 as Q1, kind of getting into the 20 to 230 million sort of range, the new release is Outlaws, when I look at the $70 price and then assume what you might get from it, I'm getting around 5 million units. So they think they can move 5 million units of this Star Wars Outlaws here. And that's a conservative estimate for them. We can't comment on the numbers you're quoting, but from what we factor in a strong launch for Outlaws reflects the fact that is among the most awaited games in the industry, definitely, and a really strong positive community sentiment. Well, if the community sentiment isn't positive, they're going to make sure it is by just throwing as much marketing as possible into this game. Well, we are coming up with the biggest marketing campaign ever for an Ubisoft game, so that's what's been factoring in the second quarter. So let's see if is this the, no, here. So this right here this is this guy.
This video, but first I have to say that I was flown out to play Star Wars Outlaws.
So this is Star Wars. This is look at this event that they've got going on right here. They got
so I have to say this
3D model, like just the ugliest looking woman
that
they can make.
I cannot give my impressions on my actual experience with Star Wars Outlaws just yet.
I mean, they have an entire little. So this is how you do it. You bring a bunch of influencers in it. You get them in a room, like, oh, guys, are you excited for this cool thing? Get that sort of social pressure going.
I'll be sharing that shortly on the channel with a brand new gameplay that I captured from the event. But I just wanted to note that I cannot give my personal.
So this is just a ridiculous looking set.
Impressions on the game just yet. So
think about how much money this costs. when you could have just hired people to, I don't know, make a better model.
Everything I say here will be based
Like anything else. So I mean, like, there's like two different ways to really market a game, maybe more. But earlier this year, you had games like Pal World, which was uh, and like Helldivers, which had like either an interesting concept that people haven't really seen before. Pokemon with guns, and it's sort of like just ridiculous looking clips. Everyone was like super excited. Oh, this looks really cool. Let's make a multiplayer crafting server. We got like a little Minecraft, a little Ark, a little Pokemon, or Helldivers, which had a really crazy presentation, really interesting gameplay. People just really liked that sort of Star Trek Troopers vibe, and like the crazy sort of multiplayer action and moments you could get from the game. But the other way, and then, this sort of had this organic sort of viral growth that happened, simply because the game was either fun or interesting or both in some cases. But when you have a game that doesn't look particularly fun or interesting, you have to go with a different route. I mean, when you look at the Star Wars Outlaws stuff, people are ragging hard on this. Let's see if I can pause at the right frame. This people are ragging on this explosion effect here, saying like this is a game with like hundreds of millions, probably like $200+ million.
This month's IGN First is Star Wars Outlaws. We'll be diving deep into massive entertainment.
They stole the Sarlacc tooth. People are looking at this gameplay and thinking, well, the whole D23 looked expensive. Some of the sets were really cool. D23? See, I was trying to let's see. There's some gameplay here. Not as like you look into this gameplay, it looks, looks passable. They have like some cool, good looking sets. When I look at this, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look horrible. But at the same time, there's not it's kind of missing that oomph. There was Sarlacc tooth gets stolen here. He's sneaking up, and there we got a stealth thing.
All right, Nix, go get him.
And Nix attacks him. This is what I hate. I hate that. So she's like just, like supposed to be like some 20-pound girl is what it looks like. And then here she is just meleeing. We're just going to melee this guy. Knock him out. Take that. They just completely ruin any idea that... How should I put that? I think their character could have worked if, one, they made her model actually attractive. Two, if they actually kind of emphasize the sort of plucky underdog type of outlaw, but when you have to like make her seem like super tough and strong, you really kind of undermine it. Like, oh, here's a kidney punch, and then an uppercut to the jaw. Like, bam, I could totally do that instead of like trying to sneak up and like hitting him in the back of the head with something heavy. Like she, seems to have difficulty swinging. Kind of emphasize the fact that she's weaker physically, but she makes up for it with wit or ingenuity, or just caginess. Not showing broken hands exactly. It just doesn't work for a character like this. But they want to force it into you can't just have her appear weak in some ways. That wouldn't be empowering. Because I mean, like with a game like this, like when you have like a female lead, it's not necessarily a power fantasy, especially for most of the male demographic. You don't want to just there's some ways that it can work and some ways it can't. I shouldn't the Disney show, I don't think so. It was at Disneyland. I think it was. It was happening near Disneyland, but maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But something like this, with like a character like this, I think it's better for to make a character that people want to root for rather than people want to, be. I suppose is the right way to put it. Because I mean, you have like characters like maybe Bayonetta or Samus, which I think the sort of like badass. One's a witch, the other has a power suit. But with like a character like this, it's supposed to be kind of trying to escape from the planet, escape poverty type of thing. Going with a more, with a weaker route can work. And the fact that like you don't want bad things to happen to them, you want to root for them while you're playing as them, but not necessarily like sort of be and then just take over the galaxy with them.
This
Type of thing. Like, like a Jedi would be more of a power fantasy. While a character like this wouldn't. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, asides apart, getting back to the game looks decent. I mean, like if you look at this part, now there's like some fun blaster shooting. People have been ragging on just how dumb the AI is because you just had a giant explosion. Like, oh, what's going on? Just let me walk up to this and die. And then someone still doesn't know. Now they finally figured it out. We found her. It's like Morrow. Some people compare it to like Skyrim or Morrowind levels of AI detection. So stealth's going to be pretty good in this game, I can guess.
They're headed for us.
Just standard like 3D third-person action type of game. Like at some point she gets a grenade launcher and she's shooting it. Looks like that could be fun. Not bad. I don't know if I'm going to pay $70 for this. They're just everything about this just doesn't seem that AAA level. Where the detail is just they're good enough, but they're not quite there to make people go like, whoa, or at least make me go like, whoa, this looks really awesome. So, and this is like the usual AAA MO right now. It's like make something that's good enough, get it done within a certain time period, and then just market the crap out of it. So when they're talking about these marketing campaigns, so basically they're talking about they brought in British influencers, YouTuber Lewis Julie, who revealed she was brought to Los Angeles by Ubisoft earlier, was taking a boat tour, she claims, was originally a whale tour to see if we could spot any whales. And what's interesting about this, like they bring them in, they fly them. Oh, here's a cool event. Here's a whale tour. Here's Disneyland. You get to do 70 plus all the deal. It's like 120 for the max level, or you could get it all for your Ubisoft subscription. Only $15 for the Ubisoft subscription. I don't know if that's going to be day one or not. So like either that or they're pushing in their Ubisoft Plus. But the Cyberpunk confirms that internal and domestic flights so they're paying for the flights. They're giving you whale tours, a day at Disneyland, all this stuff. And what's interesting is I don't necessarily know if the YouTuber really needs to say, oh yeah, they didn't pay me for this. They don't need to mention it because they weren't paid to put out their review content, explicitly paid to do it. They control whether or not. This is the really annoying thing about some of the copyright laws, especially on YouTube, where they can just copyright strike you if you put out any sort of film on this, even though it's your film, for these events. But so they can control exactly what you're able to put out and what you can't right now. And they fly you out. They don't need to really necessarily say. And then I love this. Some of these tweets like Ubisoft flew me out to California to play Star Wars Outlaws, interview the game director, lead writer, and meet the cast. I'm beyond grateful for this opportunity. Yeah, I tour of Disneyland tomorrow, and that's like at Ubisoft, at Outlaws. I assume they had to put all these ats in it. But then, like this becomes like a flex. Hey guys, I'm shilling Star Wars Outlaws. Isn't that cool? And then, there's just a e-girl, Queen Tofu, having a blast. Like, she literally put hashtag Ubisoft partner in there, which I guess is, if you see hashtag Ubisoft partner, you're probably dealing with a shill. And there's, Star Wars HQ. These guys, actually, I have this video. They're doing like a little lightsaber posing here. Build an epic lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge. It's just like constant consumerism. Fellow Outlaws content creators and explored the park. This was an absolute blast. Cool. This was also Star Wars HQ. I played the Star Wars. I love the way they just phrased this tweet. I thought it was funny. I played Star Wars Outlaws, all new open world gameplay, plus my honest impressions. And then honest impressions, and then underneath it, hashtag Star Wars Outlaws, hashtag Ubisoft partner, hashtag ad, which I think he might have had to, like he was forced to put in by Twitter or something. I love my honest impressions. Also, I'm an Ubisoft partner, and this is an ad. Very honest. I can definitely tell the HQ is going to give me his honest impressions. And then, you have like this firing mode with their pistol is awesome. I can tell it's going to be my favorite already. And then it's, just some gameplay. Like, IGN is super shilling this game as well. I assume Ubisoft gave them a lot of ad revenue to make sure that they give them the best. Again, this gameplay does not look super impressive. It's fine, but damn. So yeah, you get these kind of like, and these positivity like people. They're almost basically almost as shallow. Like we make fun of like the Quartering or something, talk about woke this, woke that. Like they're really like completely captured by their audience. These people in a way are captured by the audience as well, because it's all like, here, come in here, I'm going to say positive stuff about everything positive. Like I'll feel like I watched one of his videos, like he'll throw in like a little bit of criticism, like, the explosions and particle effects aren't quite up to snuff, just to give like this sort of illusion that he's kind of being objective, but really it's just, this is great, this looks really cool. Just put everything in the best light possible, because he knows. And I mean, look, I'm not going to blame somebody for making a living. This is the game they want to play. And it makes, if you're super positive, you can always get more opportunities, especially with ad revenue, through companies. If you're willing to play the game and play nice, it gets you noticed by these other people in the marketing departments. So it makes you very marketable. Being marketable means, not saying anything controversial, always being nice and very fair, fair in quotation marks to the game. Usually just shilling the game, 100%. Of course, you have to have the right sort of audience too, and then it helps you out, because he gets exclusive content from playing it. He's already played the game. He gets this exclusive access to, like as you mentioned here, this guy mentioned here, he got to talk to the game director and lead writer, so he can make content out of that, and of course it'll probably be promoted by Ubisoft and the Star Wars Outlaw team, so he gets extra views that way. So there's a lot of benefits to doing this. The downside is that for your audience, which may or may not care. I mean, maybe the audience just wants that sort of very shallow, sugary, everything's positive type of vibe to it. But I think ultimately it just makes content that is relatively hollow, doesn't actually help the audience get any sort of deeper meaning out of it. And it's ultimately forgettable. These people come and go with the breeze, because I don't think they actually make content that's really substantial. Would I guess be my the best word I can think of for it. Let's see, just further going down to it. Incredible week. They're posing with stuff. That's all. It is what it is. But it's amazing to see that even now, these YouTubers, it's just becoming bigger and bigger. You can't even trust them. It's just, I guess, important to really have some sort of critical And this was just a story about this guy that put out a video, then had to take it down because it wasn't approved. I guess maybe he didn't say enough nice stuff about the game. So they had taken it down. So you have to get approval to put videos up about the stuff, even if you're cleared to put it out. And of course, now with YouTube and the copyright system, corporations have you by the balls to do this kind of stuff, which is crazy to me. But hopefully that will eventually change. The law will catch up to it. Even even said, "Oh yeah, I recommend you should pre-order the game. It's good." But then they still made him take it down. It's pretty funny. Just more and more important to see the kind of be smart enough to see past what people's biases are. And of course, the sad thing is like Ubisoft just continues to put out stuff that's mediocre, and then hopes that marketing can sort of just fool enough gullible people to get it to buy the game that's just overpriced and not worth the money. And really, you'll probably, like as I mentioned with try Visions of Mana last week, within like a year, you're going to get half off. It's not like they actually believe this game is worth that much. They're going to get what they can right now. It's formulaic. Oh, it's, a certain amount has passed. Time to hit it on sale, Steam sale, or some other sale, and bring it down, generate some more revenue. It's super formulaic. It's not about making a really good game. It's just about quarterly profits. And it's, it is a business, but it's kind of sad to see, especially in an artistic business, that Ubisoft continues to just put out stuff that just is slop. And I mean, when you look at the game itself, this has ESG written all over it. We had a woman of color. We have to cover up our cleavage completely. I mean, you've probably seen the character model for KVS. Let's see. If you haven't seen it, I'll bring it up. They distorted her. Hold on. Let me try and find one that isn't distorted. Let's see. Model. That's the first one that came up. I'll use it. Even though like they kind of, this is clearly a bit dishonest because I think they scrunched up her face. I mean, look, she looks much sweeter and nicer than this. I lost it again. Where'd it go? Right here. So they're clearly making the characters uglier, just to make them less. Again, you can't appear sexually attractive to the male audience, which makes up the vast majority of the people playing the game. So this underlying sort of hatred of male sexuality, combined with we got to have representation. All of it just makes for again a lackluster game that's sad to see. Thankfully, though, at least is when we move on to our next. The next game I'm going to be showing Space Marines 2. It seems like it's a bit better. I'd give a good review if I was. Yes, I would too. Look, I'm not against. People want me to shill for the game. I'll definitely shill for the game. I'm not blaming them, but again, I wouldn't trust them to give me a review of the game, at least an objective review of the game. I mean, thankfully, I played enough video games at this point that I can just kind of look at gameplay and see, like, this doesn't look all too great. Like, this was a...
In this, Star Wars Outlaws made me happy. This...
And then, again, the punches... Why make... You could just make it so much cute. You could make her character so much cuter and more likable by just making her struggle with parts like this. At least like the CC attacks. I mean, the gun, obviously, she can kill anybody with a gun. no matter what her size. But this part that they showed off, this looks so bad. Like they're just stunned and they're like awkwardly walking around. Like, wow, this is exciting action right here. Oh, we gotta have a lockpicking system. It wouldn't be an Ubisoft game. I saw another thing point out, oh, they got a giant help icon to help you with it, too. In case you don't want to be stuck. It's just more, this is, again, more roller coaster ride type of gameplay where if you're stuck on it, just hit the help button and it'll help you out. We don't want you to get stuck and frustrated. You paid $70 for an interactive movie, not an actual game. Let's move on. More shilling from the media here. More shilling from the media. This time we'll go into, unfortunately, the realm of politics. PC Gamer right here. Whoa, guys, did you know Tim Walz, the new vice president or VP pick for the Democrats, once endorsed a high school Valorant team. Whoa, I can't believe it. When U.S. President announced Tim Walz as a running mate, it meant something different to this varsity Valorant esports team from Happy Valley High School in Minnesota. It meant that they'd now be endorsed by a man who might soon become the Vice President of the United States. Congratulations on an undefeated season of winning the Minnesota Varsity League state champions in Valorant, Waltz wrote in a letter shared on the Apple Valley High School esports team in 2022. The idea of a state governor knowing what Valorant is, even if it's just for the time it takes to sign a letter passing across his desk on a Tuesday morning, seems wild to think about. But welcome to the 2020s, I guess. Waltz went on to apply the mental fortitude and tactical planning of the Minnesota Varsity League, writing as opportunities for students to engage in competitive multiplayer gaming continue to expand. Extracurricular activities and social opportunities should also expand. Esports on the rise. I'm extremely proud of you and the role you've taken to grow esports participation in Apple Valley High School in Minnesota. You are at the helm of transforming a hobby into a potential life-changing career in innovative realm of sports. It is the most, obviously this is just something some staffer wrote for him and he signed it. It's not like he's a champion of esports, but the glowing little blurb about, well, Tim Waltz, he's so relatable to even young people. Wow, that's so nice of him to talk to this Valorant esports team in high school. What's up, Newt? Good to see you. Let's contrast this to, and then of course, here's IGN talking about what he knows what, not only knows what Valorant is, but also graduated at high school. And here's IGN again, where someone talked about Waltz confirmed a Dreamcast owner, hugely energizing for the narrowest voter segment in world history. Like, whoa, he's so quirky and fun. He knows what Dreamcast is. He regaled players with stories they found unusually relatable. Well, he's so relatable. Like the time his wife seized his Dreamcast, the Sega video game console, because he was playing to excess. So he's a cuck that his wife had to take wife takes his system away. I think if we could have thrown pads on him, he would have been out there with us. Mr. Weiss said, like, whoa. IGN's like, whoa, what's your Dreamcast games, bro? Very cool. Someone wants to know if Tim Waltz was a Jet Set Radio guy. Oh, that's very nice of them to say all these things. Well, let's see what PC Gamer has to say about JD Vance. I wonder if it'll be as fun and relatable as it. Republican Vice President candidate JD Vance nurses a secret passion for Magic the Gathering, says his wife. I wager there are very few politicians that any company wants to be associated with their brand. Huh, that's weird, because they didn't seem to mention that when they're talking about Tim Waltz and Valorant. And there's more than one reason for that. The obvious one, of course, is that politicians are inherently controversial. An endorsement by someone on the right or left, yes, that in quotation marks, risks alienating your potential customers on the left or right. Best to restrict your corporate political Best to restrict your corporate politics to lavish, unpublicized donations and remain blandly apolitical in your public-facing stuff. There's another reason, though, which is that politicians are nearly universally kind of awkward and off-putting. Weird. Why is IGN asking about Tim Waltz's Dreamcast games then? Huh. It seemed to he's not doesn't that doesn't make you quirky and relatable? I thought that's what Tim Waltz was. And if they go around associating themselves with your brand, the chances are the general public will start thinking your thing is awkward and off-putting too. I don't know. No idea. Quelle Horir? Is that like French or some crap? This is by Josh Woolens. If you're wondering what he looks like, yeah. He looks like this. Let's see his X picture. I've shown Josh Woolens. Oh, no, he changed it. He changed his normal profile picture. But yeah. Good old Josh Woolens. But back to this. I went backwards. Let's go back to this article here. That's weird. It's weird that they say that. With all that in mind, I have to imagine Wizard of the Coast is less than chuffed. Well, I'm sure they are, because Wizard of the Coast is a bunch of white women, liberal white women, constantly nagging about crap like, oh, half race is bad, or druid might be offensive to some Native Americans. We might need to remove that. Or let's just take off all cleavage from every woman in their artwork, too. President Kent J.D. Vance, a real combo of deal of avowed right-wing politics and stiff stage presence, is apparently an avid fan of Magic the Gathering that, according to his wife, anyway, do you reckon he favors the Hasumiku set? Like, oh, wow, does he like little girls or something? Wow, J.D. Vance. Again, I'm not going to read the whole article, but it's like, they towing the line of, it's amazing they just tow the Democrat line of J.D. Vance is weird and awkward. And then they also completely toe the line of, J.D. Vance, the coach, or Tim Waltz, the coach, very relatable and totally not old. It's just amazing to see that the gay media is just the same as the liberal media. And that's the point I'm trying to make here, is that spreading liberalism is the real point of games journalism, at least for these guys, because they're activists. First, that is their first mission, which means even if you make games worse, they're going to cover for that. If you want to make things that are less appealing, if you want to put out, ugly brown women, mystery meat type of women in your game, that's going to be praised. Really cool. Diversity, always good. And of course, Republican bad. Because that's what it really means, is just spreading it means what a horror. Okay. Is it French, though? That's what I want to know. It's very important to realize that, especially in these, I love the contrast, but these are different writers, but contrast, PC gamers, same outfit. Tim Waltz, very, very different takes on it. Let's move on from this. Media complete chills. We already knew this, but it's fun to point out when they're just doing it in such an obvious and pathetic fashion. We're going to talk about video. Let's talk about video games now. This was just another update on Pal World. I was talking to who was it? Tom Canuck. Our good old friend Tom Canuck was mentioning that the new patch is actually quite good. They had added some great quality of life stuff. But this is Dual Shockers by Stevan Stojanovic. What kind of, are they getting all of them from Eastern Europe? Power World developer Pocket Pair is a survival game, creature tamer, blah, blah, blah. Despite initial success, the company Chirako Mizue recently stated in an interview with GameSpark they'd rather stick to the indie model. So they're dedicated to keeping this a smaller scale, which is a good idea, because right now, Power World is doing okay. I mean, if you look at Steam, the Steam database numbers for Power World, it's okay. Well, what the heck? I didn't sit print. Steam DB for Power World. If you look at it, their numbers are okay. Actually, like kind of staying in there, but they're not, like blow the roof down. Right now, 44,000 people right now. And if you look, they had let's see, we go a month out. This is when their update, they were down to like 30,000. They've dumped up to 143 when they had their big patch come out, their big update. But really kind of steady, staying at, 40, 30, at least above like 20,000, which is a pretty good number to have, especially if you remain small. So this really seems like a smart thing to do. They did expand into merchandising. Right now, the company is focused on improving its merchandising and licensing, working with Sony to increase their reach and improve secondary activities. So they're kind of, and there was like if you remember, there was a big kind of, I guess it's been cleared up, but there's like worries that Nintendo was going to sue them for copyright infringement, say like, oh, this PAL is too close to this PAL. But they might have cleared all that out, or maybe they won. It's hard to say, but there's never really been any sort of big, lawsuit pushed by Nintendo. So the fact that they're going through with this licensing deals, and especially with Sony, kind of means that they're, to me at least, it kind of indicates that they're safe. Because why go into making like animes or any sort of like plushes and all that kind of stuff, like really going into these sort of brand management with these pals, if you're just going to get wrecked by Nintendo C&Ds. It's worth noting the game received several updates since its early access, so Pocket Bear, continues to work on it and make some nice quality of life changes. We'll see. I think they need to add more to like the end game, but I haven't played their new update, so hopefully that's something they'll get in. But like I said, I was talking to Tom, and he did say they added a lot of nice quality of life stuff, like being able to farm sulfur and iron, which gives you better options for base locations, which was a problem in like the servers. Like if you had like 10 people, there's only so many nodes to get iron and sulfur, so like you had to like place your bases in a right spot, so less competition, which is nice. So good to see Power World taking the smart route of keeping this stuff small and then slowly updating, rather than trying to scale up massively and then potentially just crashing and burning. Very cool to see Power World doing well, and right now, like I said, doing well. They're doing better than Helldivers right now in terms of Steam players. Which, Helldivers, I think, is down to around 20 to 10,000. But, oh, God. Wait, hold on a second. Where's the story? I need to. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because of this fucking picture. This is the new Suicide Squad update, Mrs. Freeze. This is a paid skin. This is a paid skin from Suicide Squad. You can pay real money. Why did they lock this? Come on, Reddit. Why did they lock this thread? You can pay actual money to get a skin that looks like this. This is I guess it's kind of a multiplayer game, but yeah, this is what you want. This is the skin you want right here. Mrs. Freeze, baby. This is Mrs. Freeze. You can have this fat, ugly slob as a skin. Really cool. So this is a story from Eurogamer. You'll never guess it. Suicide Squad flops leaves a 41% drop in Warner Brothers gaming revenue. Will lean into free-to-play to balance its game business. There's been a 41% decline year to year due to weak performance of... Why did Suicide Squad do so badly? I can't guess. Can't guess why it would do so badly. People don't want to spend money on this? Come on. Later, it was revealed that the company took a $20 million loss on the game. 20. At what point did someone not look at this and say, "What the fuck are we doing? People are gonna spend fucking money on this? This looks like shit. No one's going to spend money to look like this." I just don't understand how there wasn't some sort of director or anybody. How crazy do you have to be to not look at this and say, like, "What the fuck? Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong with this?" Hey, their loss in terms of 20, just throwing money down the drain. This is amazing. So another reason why it's a big drop is because Hardwork's Legacy came out in 2023 and it sold 24 million copies. Just insane amounts of money being generated by Hogwarts Legacy, that transphobic game. So, but I mean, the fact that Suicide Squad just did absolutely shit. I love this picture of Joker too, by the way. I'm glad this is live look at Suicide Squad's developers right here. They've lost their minds thinking that this would sell anything. So the franchise, and now of course they're going to focus on like stuff like multiverse, free to play, just to try and rip people off with, you know, free to play skins and that kind of stuff. So WB not doing too well, but the thing that they meant that was mentioned, the $45 million, can kind of be a little bit misleading. Because here's this article by Nintendo, PocketGamer.biz. Nintendo profits down 70.6% with falling sales across Switch and other IP ventures. So this Nintendo down 70%. They didn't have any big flops. As I'll mention here, that the let's see, where was it? That, you know, they released 2 games that actually did quite well. During the core, Nintendo launched a few first-party Switch games that were released were remasters: Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Each sold over 1 million units, but it paled in comparison to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which sold 18.5 million units in that period. So just Tears of the Kingdom doing phenomenally well. And of course, they came out with the Mario movie, which generated a ton of money for them. So they just did so well in the early 2023 that there is no way to make up for, keep up with that amount of sales. And of course, they do mention in this article that it looks like they're really kind of gearing up for the Switch 2. And it's kind of weird they mentioned the mobile. This is more focused on mobile games. I mentioned that they actually sort of lump everything together. Like most other figures this quarter, sales in Nintendo's mobile and IP-related business have decreased, down by 53.8% year-on-year. This is mainly a result of declining income from the Super Mario Bros. Movie in theaters a year ago, with a high level of audience engagement, now relegated to streaming services and Blu-ray sales. How much of this comes from mobile is unknown, because I guess Nintendo just throws them all into a giant category, mobile and IP-related business. But Nintendo, of course, again, they didn't make a giant flop like Suicide Squad, which, cost them like $200 million and isn't making anywhere near that amount of money. So they're not out any money, but they're clearly down from last year's phenomenal sales. They're not doing as good as they were doing last year. So sometimes, like, losing 70% versus losing 41% in revenue can be two very different things. Very different things. Being ugly and still having an attitude is the angle for certain modern women. The tism is strong. Most of them have it. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to have both. Pretty easy to be fat and have a bad attitude. But let's move on to stuff that looks good. We're looking good. This was a new trailer coming out for Space Marine 2.
Your mission is to use the stored promethium in the refinery to destroy the
You know, this is just a funny aside. When you look at something like Suicide Squad, what this, and then even like Star Wars, uh, these sort of Star Wars Outlaws. It's always funny with like 40K. I don't know if like the people that make it just really like 40K or it's just so easy to nail 40K. But it's like when they do it, they just seem to do it so well. I mean, like, I don't think there's really any mystery. You have to have a bunch of violence, Space Marines being badass, skulls, just overall just coolness.
Only when the main swarm has entered the blast zone. Emperor, preserve us all.
I am honored to have Lord Titus command our unit. He has clearly served long and with distinction. There is sure to be an ambush.
I have been dying to carve up some xenos.
Just have to have bloodthirst. These Space Marines be bloodthirsty and kill a bunch of shit. A bunch of Hormagaunts. Gotta kill.
I can hear that Carnifex's slavering maw working.
Today, we slay a hive giant.
Slathering maw. Of course, you know, all these characters super badass. I love the way the Carnifex looks too.
Hit that Carnifex with everything we have.
They did make this game look exceptionally nice. I kind of want to buy a Carnifex now and paint it. Got the giant hammer, the glowing swords with the shield with the skull on it.
Shield our brother. Focus fire on top.
I like the glowing red eyes that they add on the Carnifex too. And of course, you have to have a bunch of blood spraying everywhere. Again, it's not hard to nail this this kind of stuff in 40K. I mean, they've done an exceptional job with the artwork though. But like blood, guts. Blood, guts, just ripping limbs off. It's so good. That's what 40K fans want and expect, and it's actually one of the only IPs that I've seen that. I mean, it might get corrupted eventually, but you don't see like there's not a black woman Space Marine right now, walking around giving attitude. There's no like fat women in it. It's just these guys, super enhanced Space Marines, killing shit left and right. And this is exactly what every like 40K fan wants out of it. Hey, Nuke with a 501 super chat. Character sims seem to be a sneaky backdoor Wokesy uses of certain games they're liking. Rey is a Luke Skywalker character in a skin, basically. Yeah, 100%. It's just we'll just make it into a woman. Which is crazy because when you look to the east and you see character skins, hold on a second, let me look something up. So they use character skins to for a much different type of so like they just came out with their summer. They're planning their summer skins right now. So let's just put this girl into a bikini and sell a bunch of money off thirst. Oh, come on. Could put up. Let's see. Let me just bring up the Google search. So you got Oh, weird. It seemed like, hey, you want to spend money on skins? Hot skins? Like, oh, we know what you want. We know what you want. Which in some ways is almost, I don't want to say predatory, but they go hard. The East goes hard to get your money, as opposed to this. Oh wait, no shit, wrong tab. This. She's got a different type of skin. We'll just show I wonder which one will sell more. First Descendant right there. Exactly. Yeah, more like skin. Exactly. They put the skin in the skins. When you got Korean developers. Well, back to Space
We
Marines.
demolished that Carnifex brothers.
I mean, it really is just the artists that are behind it. Like, some artist thought this was cool. Like, oh, it's Mrs. Freeze. She's like a tough woman. She doesn't give a shit. She's like, just like my friend. She's like Lizzo. Just like my girl Lizzo. This would be really cool.
Take heart.
Again, back to Marines. This is a palate cleanser for ugly ass Mrs. Freeze.
To teach them fear.
My only there's a little bit of downtime here. I mean, it's cool to watch them talk, but I'm not crazy about the downtime. This is actually a multiplayer. They're actually adding multiplayer to Space Marines. It's so cool. You can play with 2 other people, like a 3-person
There is
mission.
an observation platform overlooking the crude Prometheum fields. It will make a good vantage for you.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Helldivers, but remarkably different in terms of. While Helldivers are kind of like the underdogs, and with the 40k Marines, they're kind of like gods descending onto a planet instead of like big, just expendable meat for the meat grinder. You are the grinder instead. Chicks run around almost naked most summer long. Oh, then like just cutting open these hormagaunts. Of course, you have the Tyranid warriors. Oh, by the way, Jack asked me how big's my army. Not too big. It would be bigger if I actually painted this stuff. Like right now, I've got a Turvagon. I think it's Turvagon is the name for it. They all sound so damn similar. That I need to paint. Got a Broodlord I need to paint. There's just I wish I could play as the Tyranids. It's so cool. Stabbing them, tearing them in half. Just blood everywhere. This is all a guy wants is to go down to a planet and smash stuff in a giant power suit. It's simple yet effective.
I am going to enjoy watching these Tyranids ride in the flames.
Guys enjoying blowing stuff up. Like how proud they are to just blowing stuff up. And then they have like a PvP verse mode, which to me doesn't look as exciting, but damn. Space Marine 2 looking exceptionally nice. You got the World Eaters and you got the Alpha Legion fighting with Space Marines. Looks really cool. Very cool. This is a preview by IGN, talking about the game. I thought it was a pretty good review so far. Just kind of talking about the Tyranids and the team up, or the fact you can team up with players for a PvE, which seems like a really good addition. I think you're getting people are going to get a lot of extra time off of. He said he wasn't completely sold. And looking at some of the, I'll turn this off. But looking at some of the gameplay, he wasn't sold on the melee system. And he mentions that this sort of execute type of animations make it a very kind of make it a little bit clunky. And the combo they added, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a counter system. Let me see if I can show that. Let's see. I have that execute. Which are like, these like execute animations are super cool, just ripping the shit apart. Like, so, kneeing him in the face. They're awesome, but at the same time, like, after you do it 20 times, is it just gonna be like, I gotta like do it again? They'll eventually get old. Oh, this is him killing a rubric marine is really cool. Where is, I was hoping to see if I could find a counter animation in here. There should have been one where like they glow. They kind of like have like this glowing type of thing around them. They're showing off executions. Look, if they got rubric marines, at least I think that's I think it's a rubric marine. It's the Thousand Suns at the very least. So instead of like blood, it has some weird like chaos energy flying out of it. Because I don't think they're actually humans again. They're like almost like robots, or like some sort of like arcane robot type of shit. Oh, here we go. You got the classic. I hate seeing this stuff. Like they have like Secrio type of counters. Oh damn, I missed it. Where's the? My favorite thing to see is like this colored, this shit. This colored like circle or some. It's always like something that looks like this, like a flash, and then you have to hit the right button. So they added this to the game. Probably not a welcome addition. That's one of the downsides, and I agree with the person that said this is kind of whatever, because it's just been so overdone at this point. Counters and like the executions, I could definitely see why you wouldn't like it. Like kind of like messes with the flow of battle, and when you just want to like trash stuff. But yeah. But the game looks really good. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I started playing the original. I got the original one off GOG for like $13. I've been playing through it. It's pretty fun. I'd say so far the combat doesn't like flow quite as smoothly as I'd like to. The shooting's pretty satisfying. I don't think there's enough enemy variety from what I've seen so far. Hopefully they'll change it up, but right now it just looks like you're going through like Hermagonts and Hive Warriors. So maybe there'll be like a little bit of difference. That they did kind of show, I think one of those people were like a lictor and stuff, kind of mentioning that. That looked good. The 3-player co-op, I definitely like if you get some people to play with it with you. I think that's gonna be really nice. And basically, and you can like kind of level up. Yes, I'm a 17-year-old. Too much gore here for kids. But apparently you can have a bunch of different customization to your guy, and you can actually choose different chapters, not just Ultramarines. You can have, Imperial Fists, and I don't think it actually changes what they do. Like if you choose, damn, what are the wolf guys' names? I'm blanking on them right now. I can't remember. But I mean, like, it's not like different chapters get different stuff, like salamanders or like known for like flamethrowers. I don't think you get a flamethrower or anything like that. Or like, blood raven or blood angels. That's what I'm looking for. You don't get different stuff with that, but it is kind of cool to get the different colors and customization then in the game. That's always good to see. So overall, it looks like they really treated this IP. It's just amazing to see how this IP is being treated versus something like Warner Brothers or Star Wars or something, that just the reverence that they seem to actually pay. And I don't know if that's based off of the owners themselves. Like, I mean, if you look at like Disney owning Star Wars, it's, just corporate owned now. It's just a corporately owned IP. Same thing with Warner Brothers or Ubisoft. Well, Ubisoft doesn't own Star Wars, but I mean, do they really care about kind of maintaining the lore as the same way that they do with 40K and Games Workshop? I don't know, but like this looks good. It's actually IP that's done well. Like they know what their customers want. They're concerned about maintaining the lore and sort of mystique of the Space
Of what's to come when the game releases on September 9th.
So, like, they got story again, like, this just looks really cool. The second, I mean, you look at, you know, the Star Wars, like, running around here, I just don't get the same type of awe, and it's not just as awe-inspiring as, say, like, the, you know, seeing this, you know, seeing a guy, like, running onto a battlefield and with flames and explosions and stuff. You tell immediately, like, what this game is about. Just badass space marines jumping off a Thunderhawk that just crashed. Apparently the engine that they're doing here with, like, the swarms everywhere just really looks good. Looks like, you know, an intergalactic war. What's going on, Marty? It's my Florida man. Indeed. Give me space worse. Looks great. Oh, damn. I'm running over time. The other thing that I thought was funny. So, Space Marines 2 is going to require, let's see, where was it? 75 gigabytes of available space. Looked pretty nice. I noticed this this article from Eurogamer. God of War Ragnarok requires 190 gigabytes free to install the game. Holy crap. I really think Sony has, like, zero interest in making, like, they said, like, oh yeah, we're going to add this stuff to, we're going to add our stuff to PC. But god damn, like, they seem to be doing it in, like, the worst way possible with the PSN requirements for a lot of their games. And 190 gigabytes. Maybe I'm just getting old, but this seems insane amount of storage space for a game. God damn. Someone's joking about, like, the God of War or Call of Duty people giving them, like, a hat tip just for their insane storage space requirements. Well, you know, Space Marines, 75 gigabytes. God of War, hold my beer. 190. Buy yourself a new hard drive if you want to play God of War on PC. God damn. Going crazy. I don't want to talk about Yakuza. Oh, this was the other thing. The old green text. Gabe comes on a stage, talks about a new Steam feature, Dota 2, conference is coming to a close. Audience sighs in unison. Oh, one more thing. Attendees perk up. A huge fucking 3 slowly fades onto the screen. Crowd bursts into crowd turns into bananas and bursts into treats. Have an E quickly pop up next to it. Have a nice E3. Gabe gets shot. The old classic E3 green text Half-Life 3 announcement. Classic meme. This is from 2012. When this was posted. This is how long it's been going. E3 is now dead at this point. That's how long people have been waiting for E3 or Half-Life 3. It lasted longer than E3 itself. But could something be happening? Could Gaben be delivering? This is a rumor here. Half-Life 3 may finally be in development according to Valve leaks. Between a mix of Valve leaks and data mining, it's been revealed that the title named HL Project White Sands is in development. After all this time, we may finally be getting Half-Life 3. It's been difficult to pinpoint what Valve's been up to over the past few years. I just assume they're making a shitload of money off Steam and not giving a shit. Their unannounced project Deadlock, which is like some sort of, again, another hero shooter thing. Oh, looks like fun. But with leaked gameplay footage and several creators talking about its existence, is all but confirmed by Valve as a multiplayer MOBA shooter. This is Deadlock. There's information about Deadlock more widespread than ever, picking up the pieces, bringing out what isn't related to the game. It's been a bit easier for data miners. According to a prominent Valve leaker / data miner, Tyler McVicker, Half-Life 3 may be in development. A mix of publicly posted information from actors and former employees, as well as data mine enemy types, have made for strong indicators that Half-Life is coming back. An actress involved with the project put up a reference to Project White Sands, a game from Valve that doesn't have any private data mined codenames for Deadlock. The credit they put in the resume has since been deleted, however. This coincides with a resume from a former employee at Valve who worked on level design for an unannounced Valve project that include layouts, lighting, combat encounters, and puzzles. Additionally, the resume noted that they worked on a game from 2020 to 2023, meaning it's been in development for years. Considering Deadlock is a mobile-like multiplayer title, the description of the puzzles and combat encounters doesn't match the sort of gameplay style, not to mention McVicker's data mine revealing some Zen enemies and an HEV suit. Ooh. The file indicates Zen jellyfish, Zen gorillas, swoopers, pentatanks, barrel manhacks, and more could be included in the game, though we don't know any indication what the enemies look like. Regardless, this is solid news. This a lot of information that Half-Life's new entry yet, that we have on Half-Life's new entry yet, though this could be another spin-off in Valve's pursuit. Of course, you had Project Alex come out with the sort of, it's kind of selling the Steam vibe, their, 3D set, or what's the name for those stupid headsets? Yeah, 3D or virtual VR sets. Though this could be another spin-off, never once counted to 3. There's also a chance that this is the Half-Life 3 people have been waiting for almost 2 decades. So, hard to say. Like, I'll believe it when I see it, personally. I'm not going to get my hopes too far up. And even then, like, if Half-Life 3 does come out, I don't think there's really any way it could live up to the sort of mystique that Half-Life 3, the mystique that, say, it's built up at this point. It'll never live up to that sort of hype. But if it is coming out, I look forward to playing it. Seeing how, Gordon Freeman, the story of Gordon Freeman ends. And they also, usually come out with a really solid kind of 3D shooter slash puzzle type of game. And then this was the last. Is this the last article? Oh yeah. Well, we could go with that. I'll probably skip the turkey banning Roblox thing. This was just another type of feature. Kind of, you can file this under modern video games hating men type of thing. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster removes tasteless photo mode feature. So this remix is coming out. People aren't happy that they removed the erotica category from photo mode. And essentially what this was, if you take a picture of cleavage or an upskirt, a potentially like upskirt kind of feature, as they show off in this type of thing, erotica, that you get extra points for it. And they decided to remove that because I guess it was tasteless, as what this DualShockers Abdullah Al-Tariki seems to indicate. And they're trying to make it seem like it's a quality of life feature. But this is just another thing that, kind of was like fun, adds a little more spice to the game, that Capcom, which is just becoming more and more going down a dark path, seems to think that, yeah, this is a good thing to remove, and it's not appropriate now. As they remake these games from, the 2010s, or even, probably even, long, though this was 2006. This really seems when video games is kind of nearing its peak in terms of like, hey, we're making games for young men, so why not add in, stuff like this is kind of, and not to mention when you look at paparazzi in real life, it's not like they're known for their tasteful pictures. In fact, it's kind of known that they're sleazeballs. So having this as a feature just kind of makes it more real in a way. And then one Reddit user, oh, you could add for both male and no. This is a game games are made for men like this. They're clearly made for men, so why not have this? And no one gives a shit. Add a dad bod feature to the pictures. Well, we need to take this guy, take the picture of this guy without his shirt on. But yeah, this again, just another indicator that Capcom's going down a darker path as they slowly fall off. I don't know, like when it's going to quite occur. I mean, they have been like with like remasters that kind of remove stuff, like like the upskirts from Ashley, and they slowly like tone down some of that stuff. They still making pretty decent games, but it's not a good trend to see, especially since Capcom is, as you know, historically been just a really good developer, and they still make decent stuff. But it's sad to see. It's sad to see them going down this path as they become more and more politically correct, or like one like little small feature at a time. Eventually, I think they're going to have a watershed moment where they just really irritate people. But this probably isn't it. But guys, that is it. Turkey banned Roblox because of pedophilia or child exploitation. A lot of it seems like just overdone. It blocked Instagram as well. But this sort of like, oh yeah, Roblox isn't doing enough to protect children. Anytime you have any sort of place where children gather, I mean Discord. I mean, look at Discord and all the shit that happens on it. Anytime you have children and potentially adults interacting with each other, it's going to also attract these sort of unsavory people to it. Unfortunately, this is why you need to if you have a young kid, you need to kind of monitor what they're doing. You have to parent your child, essentially. So I'm always kind of like, I'm always kind of whatever on this. Like, you do have to have some sort of control over your children when you allow them on the game. But Roblox does have like some weird stuff on it. I've never played it myself, but when you have any sort of user created content, and they know the mayor of Istanbul's angry about it because Instagram and Roblox are a way for people to make money. Real men, Silver Bishop, real men, don't you know real men don't play video games? They are sitting in Romanian prisons. That's true. That's true. Real men don't read books either. They admit to their crimes on video. That's what real men do. Just like my hero, Andrew Tate. We'll see. Turkey, they might reverse their decision. Either way, they're kind of authoritarian. We'll see. Right now, Turkey is banned from Roblox. What a loss for the international community. But guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, or stream. Thanks for the support. Thank you, Nuke, for the super chat, the 501 super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, I can like that. I can like the super chat too. Or star it. Whatever. Good to see you guys. Let me get to the redirect as we redirect to post 0. Let's see. How do I edit this? Oh yeah, edit. There we go. Where's my redirect? As we search for the channels, where is post 0? Open. Hypergamy. Well, that'll be on. Is Jack hosting it this time? Fun Dutch facts. I do enjoy. I'm enjoying finding about how the Dutch help create the modern society. No, it's on me. Okay, they're on the Nuke Street. So we'll be sending you to that. You guys have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you later.